Good day everyone. I am Marvic Kabuntokan, B.Ed 2B, for today's reporter. So bago po tayo mag-start sa discussion, I prepared my motivation. Sa motivation ko po is jumbled letter which is aalamin nyo kung ano po ba itong tinatanong. First is a structured learning-centered strategy that explores complex and value-laden issues through problem-solving and decision-making. What is the answer? Okay, case study. Next one, defined by Kowalski, Weber, and Henson by 1994 as general narrative description of situations and incidents. What is the answer? Cases. Very good. Then, the teacher gives a brief background about the case. What is the answer? Briefing. Very good. Students are given sufficient time to analyze the given case and come up with solution. What is the answer? Discussion. Very good. Now, let's move on for the discussion of our lesson. Our topic is all about case study. So what is case study? Case study is a structured learning center strategy that explores complex and value-laden issues through problem solving and decision making. Case study is nakakatulong para ma-improve yung strategy natin through teaching. Then when we say cases are defined by Kowalski, Weaver, and Henson by 1994 as general narrative description of situations and incidents. So there are 5 classifications of case study. The first one is the live case study. When we say live case study, these are often based on an ongoing event where students are real-world actors are simultaneously examining issues and arriving at solution. Second is the historical case study. These are largely based on historical events and can be depicted as fiction or non-fiction. So, from the word historical, it is based on the history event. And then, the third one is the economic case studies. These are focused on economics issues that can be drawn from students' experiences from international or national matters. So from the word economics, it talk about the money, the economic status of our world, and social issues case studies. These are based on problem and concerns that affect society. Live case studies and economic case studies can also be considered under this classification. So dito po sa classification na ito is it's talk about the problem under the society. Na i-consider din dito sa classification na to ang live case studies and the economic case studies. Ang magkakasama po ito, magkakatugma. And lastly, the students develop case studies. In this type, students are asked to come up with case studies based on their own experience and observation. So, sa last na classification ng case studies, nakapaloob dito yung own experience and observation ng isang students para makagawa ng case study. Now, let's move on to the 3 basic steps in implementing the case study strategy in social studies classroom. The first one is briefing. The teacher gives a brief background about the case. So, sa briefing po, nagbibigay na ng idea si teacher kung ano ba yung mai-discuss for today's lesson. Then, discussion, students are given sufficient time to analyze the given case and come up with solution. So, sa discussion, dito na matatalakay lahat ng topic na kailangang i-discuss ngayong araw. Then, debriefing. The teacher stresses and clarifies social studies concepts and relates this to students' analyze and solution. Sa debriefing, dito na natin malalaman kung may natutunan ba yung students natin. Like for example, tatanungin natin what they have learned or doing activities para ma-prove na may natutunan ba sila sa discussion natin. Did you get it, guys? Okay, so let's move on to the advantage of case study. The use of case studies in social studies has a number of advantages for students because it is learner-centered pedagogy. Students are empowered as active agents in the learning process instead of passive receptors of information. They have to come up with their own interpretations and solutions instead of relying on the teacher's generalization. Moreover, they are given a platform to provide answers to issues that real-world decision makers are dealing with. The case study strategy promotes a wide range of 21st century skills. Then the tips. First one, choose cases that are complex to provide challenge. Refrain from selecting those that have easy and obvious solution. So, pagpipili tayo ng study na gagawin natin, choose wisely. Then, emphasize to students that the process is as important as the product. Communication is important, and they should ensure that the idea of each person is valued. So, communication is important. Sabi nga dito. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan may communication tayo. At ensure natin lahat ng idea ng bawat tao ay mahalaga. And then lastly, use graphic organizers to structure the discussion. You can use the mean-end analysis or the MEA to guide students' thinking processes and the solutions examinations to weigh their solution. Now, study the sample daily lesson plan below and analyze how the case study strategies is utilized in the elementary social studies classroom. So, we all know what is about lesson plan naman na. So, papakita ko na lang yung sample ng lesson plan, which is, rin siya, nakakonekta sa case study at makakatulong ang case study to do a lesson plan. This one. So, grade level, learning area, quarter, objective, content standard, performance standard, blah, blah, blah. So, this is the example of lesson plan. Yan. Like what I said before, yung briefing, debriefing, discussion, and briefing is makikita rin dito sa sample ng lesson plan na to. Thank you for watching.